In the Stands podcast, powered by Conditioned Air Systems for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing needs. Please check out their contact info in the link below for a great local company. Hey everyone, before we get started, a quick shout out to our amazing silver sponsors who have also helped make this show possible. Turnkey Facility Maintenance, keeping your facilities clean with all your commercial janitorial needs. M&R Rental for all the small and large equipment rentals in the area. And Young at Heart Design, providing all the swag here on the podcast and for local school systems around here. Thank you to all of you. We appreciate you and we need you. In the Stands podcast, coming back at you, episode 10. Andy Roberts, Jason Loggins, Tony Cash.
Yo.
Welcome back, guys. Hope everybody's had a good week. I've had some interesting things happen, I know, in football around the world. Started out with controversial call at Georgia game, Georgia and Auburn. Actually probably wasn't a great call. Georgia fans are loving it. Auburn fans, not so much. That is part of sports. We know there's going to be controversy at times. Don't know if my man was calling that timeout or clapping his hands. But
we still shut him down second half, though.
People
forgetting
not
about
this.
That.
This clapping.
It was more like a light.
He was like he was saying they're clapping. He told afterwards.
That's what
you go read lips. I read clapping.
Go Dogs.
Haters gonna hate. I think that's what you always say.
I mean, they're war tigers anyway. They can't figure out what they want to cheer for.
Yeah, it is. Right. There's a lot going on there. Props, Georgia.
Yeah, big game.
High school world. What we're here for. Cross country. I know. I think we're gearing up for a few weeks from now. We're going to start making those state runs. We already know a lot of Hall County runners looking to do some big things, looking to win some state championships. I know we've got a few schools that are going into this with runners that could win individually and teams that are going to take team titles. Again, North Hall looks like team to beat, so we'll see what happens when that gets started. Yep. I do want to bring up one sport we've not talked about. Clay shooting.
Yep.
I know at Lakeview Academy that's big.
Oh, yes.
They've been good. I know we've had some state champions recently, or a state champion. I know my man Knowles Thompson's having a great senior season over there in that. Very interesting sport.
It's fun.
It is. I know they hold a tournament in the spring, Lakeview does, as a fundraiser for the athletics.
Where at?
I'm not sure where it's at, but it's in April.
It's
and
fun.
We're going to look at going.
Absolutely.
So check that very out. Interesting sport. I'm actually trying to find out what other county schools participate in that, but I know Lakeview's big in it. It's been a big sport there. Really good shooters. So just wanted to bring that up as we've not mentioned that yet.
Nope.
So Loggins, softball world, what we're seeing?
Yep. This is the opening week of the state playoff tournament. We have several teams that qualified for state. We'll get on my little soapbox here for a minute, though. But, last week I read the local paper, and Cherokee Bluff was number 2, qualified for number 2 for the state in their region. And then we had an article about Buford softball. No other team, Hall County teams, were recognized. Oh, by the way, Flary Branch, number 6 seed, beat the number 3 seed to qualify for the state.
Yep, I saw that.
That was a must-win game, right, too?
Nothing was said about that in our local papers about that. So, to me, obviously, this is a pet peeve of mine. I want these student athletes recognized on a daily basis. They're putting in the work. I want to see their names and their team recognition each and every day that they have games or the following day, so we can, as a community, can keep up with it if we don't have access to the game changers and stuff like that. But we've got to do better here in Hall County to promote and update these scores for these student athletes, in my opinion. So
yeah. So I know this has been a topic 3 of us have talked about off air some, but I would like to know, and I'm going to think this is on both sides here. I'm going to think that this, access, Gainesville Times, maybe it's part on them on what they, maybe choose to put in there. I hear a lot that a lot of it's up to the coaches.
Yeah, sure.
I've heard a lot that the coaches do not report their stats, wins, losses, right after the games. Some of them take a couple days. And I just, Seth Vining touched on that a little bit, and I think that each school should have someone on staff that after each game, it should be night of, day of, that should be getting to these papers.
Sure.
So in fairness, to local media, again, I'm sure there's still some on their side that they're choosing not to put all the schools in there. But are they getting the appropriate stats and information?
Well, we shouldn't have Buford in there. That's just my thing. Go back to the first episode. I said I'm tired of hearing about Buford. This is Hall County sports, and we should be recognizing Hall County sports, not Buford. That's just my take on it.
I hear you, and I don't disagree with it, but for the local newspaper, it is North Georgia, so they're going to have to cover.
But they're doing what they're doing.
I think that I was actually trying to check Game Changer because Flower Branch is, they're playing right now, and I think that's somehow somebody should be able to run Game Changer. I mean, we do it for our travel ball team. If you're a fan or a family member, you get the stats, you get the updates of the scores. Cherokee Bluff does a good job of it. North Hall does a good job of it. Running Game Changer. That way you can get them immediately. It's much easier to do that. So maybe that's an idea that the local media can look at becoming members or fans of the Game Changer. They can follow it, and then they're not having I know an expense is a thing, and they also can't be in. They don't have 25 sports writers around. Right. You're looking at, I think, one or two that most of them have.
It is.
So you can't go to all the games. They go to the big ones, right, which makes sense. But then there's other ones. So if everybody's using Game Changer, whatnot, you can find it there. I think that's an idea. I'm gonna say it's not for softball and baseball.
I just thought that last week being the last week of the season and teams are jockeying in trying to get into the playoffs.
Well, I'm with you.
It should have been more recognition for the Hall County side. But
I think that's gonna be a question for the ADs too. Do you require your coaches to send this stuff in? I mean, it's. I would like to know that. We're gonna ask that.
Nonetheless, congrats to Cherokee Bluff, who is they're playing at home against LaGrange. North Hall against Liberty at home, and Flowery Branch travels to Wayne County. So good luck, ladies. Wish you the best.
I want to talk about Cherokee Bluff, needing to big win last week in Monroe to secure the 2 seed or the second in the region. Jefferson already beat them at Bluff. J.C. Archer, 3 bombs in one game.
That is right. My bad, J.C.
In one game?
One game.
Yes, my bad.
3 bombs.
Wow.
Only reason I know about it was Tuesday night. We had a makeup 8U game at Cherokee Bluff, and her littlest brother's on my team, and Sean the dad was with me, and he's like, "Hey, she just hit a home run." I'm like, "Yeah." He comes back, "Hey, she hit another one." I'm like, "2?" And then by the end of the game, she just hit her 3rd. I'm like, "Dadgum, what is she?" And then I got to see the videos, and I'm not talking like these were bombs. They really.
That would have to be close, maybe at least tying Hall County record. I mean, I can't imagine 4 or 5 being hit in a game. So we got to find that out. Find that out.
But big win down there, going to secure the 2nd seed in the region and help them in the playoffs. So good luck to all those teams playing.
That's
right. I'll jump into football. It was a rough week for Hall County teams. There's only 3 winners last week.
It wasn't for my North Hall Trojans.
Here we go.
No, I'm not going to name all. I'm not going to go through all the scores and whatnot. Gainesville going to Milton.
Oh, it's
big win.
I
I actually got to listen to part of his Coach Niblett's speech afterwards. It was pretty good listening to him talk about putting themselves in that situation and handling it.
Gainesville needed a win like that, and they finally got it.
Yep, they did.
Yeah, sure.
Signature win to propel them. Unlike James Franklin of Penn State. Sorry about that, bud. Go to North Hall, big win at GAC. Continued their undefeated season. That was a big win watching that. Going down to GAC, they handled business pretty well down there. And then last but not least, game y'all went to Thursday night, Lakeview, senior night.
Oh, yes.
How was it?
Big crowd on a Thursday night. Atmosphere was popping. Got a new quarterback that came in and started playing for Lakeview, who recently just started. He came out like 3 or maybe 4 weeks ago.
That's what I heard.
Had a late start in the process, but needless to say, his pass is effortless. I mean, he makes it look so easy. He's got a great touch to the ball. So excited to see what's in store.
Well, I guarantee you, he gets all his athletic ability from his mom.
And yeah,
She says that daily, I promise. Yeah,
So-
she probably does.
I'll go ahead and say props to Lewis Roberts. That's
Yeah.
what we're
Props to
talking
you,
about.
Lewis Roberts.
Absolutely.
Great job. I'll have to say it, even though he's my son, talk about, and we've said it in the house a lot, talk about always being prepared and ready and never knowing when your number is going to be called.
Yep.
Right.
A month ago, did not even know we'd be watching him playing football. My middle son, one of his younger brothers, was quarterback 8th grade, came home with a broke wrist. Thought football might be done in the household, and lo and behold, Lewis decides he's going out and playing football. So 3.5 weeks later, he's having to step up, start a football game as a quarterback. So great job.
Yeah.
But again, always being prepared.
2 touchdowns, right?
Oh, no.
3 rushing, 1 passing.
4 total touchdowns.
Yeah, 4 total. Not
Four.
Not that we were counting. Well, we might have been counting.
Yeah,
we were counting. All right, we were counting.
That's
4 total
awesome.
touchdowns. Props to you, Lewis. The team looked great. I will say.
Different flow. It was
yes.
a totally different flow, not taking away from anybody. It was just a different flow of the game offensively. So
It's funny how that happens sometimes when
Yeah.
your number's called and you're ready. What can change the entire trajectory of the game.
great support system on the sidelines too, from the players and the coaches and the fans.
good.
So it was just great to see
Yep.
and excited to see what's
And I want to give props to Kiari Birch, who has been the starting quarterback
Yes.
most of the year. He was out this week, could not play, and was, if not the biggest, one of Lewis's biggest supporters.
That's awesome.
He was on that sideline with him most of the time, helping coach, teach, support, encourage. So props to you, Kiari. I'm telling you, we all know in team games, it truly does take everybody. It takes a buy-in from everybody. You'll hear coaches say a lot. We need everybody bought in.
Yep.
And everybody was bought in, and they did look like a different team. They look great. So hopefully they can finish the season strong.
Absolutely.
Headed to Athens Christian this week.
And before we jump into volleyball, I do want to mention this week Johnson celebrating a state championship for soccer.
Absolutely.
Going back to Loggins, to your pet peeve, not enough recognition. Johnson soccer people, I'm encouraging all of them to go out Friday night. They're getting their state championship ring from 2025.
Awesome.
They've won 3 of the last 4 or 5, 2022, 2023, 2025. So they went 2 in a row. They were in 2023 the number 1 ranked team in the nation. They were the national champions.
Wow.
I didn't know anything about it. I know we talked about it. One of the reasons we wanted to do this because there's not enough recognition for that team. They may be the best soccer team to come out of
Oh, 100%.
Hall County.
I think they're one of the greatest teams ever to come out of Hall County in all sports. I did not play soccer. I was one of the few sports I never tried. Still learning about the sport. But I have nothing but respect for that team and that program. That has to be one of the greatest in a 5-year span, one of the greatest teams to ever come out of Hall County.
100%.
And I'm going to bet you they got the least amount of recognition of a team that has done anything close to that.
Yep.
And that's sad on the county on a lot of levels. That's not a one-person problem.
We got to celebrate the athletes.
We're
Well,
gonna
let's,
teams.
let's not get it twisted. If it was any other school in the county, they would have got
I
recognized.
can't argue with that.
No, but so Friday night they're getting their 2025 state championship
Awesome.
rings. So,
Anybody that's around, please go support them.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. So props to them.
Yep.
Volleyball World starting state run this week. I know we've covered volleyball, had some exciting times, matches. So we'll get to the teams that have made it. Props to you, Gainesville.
First year coach,
Yep.
but she's a quality coach. She had big expectations anyway,
Yes.
coming from where she came from, and now she's leading the Lady Red Elephants
done a
into
great
Where'd she
job.
come from, Loggins?
He doesn't want to talk about
He doesn't
it.
want to talk about it.
They're opening up with Woodward Academy, which got number 1 team in that section of the bracket.
Okay.
So we'll see how Gainesville does there. Next up, Flyer Branch.
There you go.
4A. They snuck in there. So excited to see what they're doing. They're facing Perry. They're also going to face the number 1 team in that section of the bracket is how they do it.
Okay.
Go Branch.
4 teams in each part of the bracket is there. Now for the next part, because we've had both coaches on, heard a little bit about the competitive drive there between the two of them. North Hall and Cherokee Bluff,
Yep.
and somehow have wound up on the same side of the bracket and same section of the bracket. So this could get interesting. North Hall opens up at home. They got the overall 5 seed. They're going to host, looks like, for a little while if they make their run. They're going to open with Harlem Wednesday. Cherokee Bluff's going to open with Sandy Creek. If they both win their first 2 matches in the Elite 8, it will be a showdown out at North Hall.
It will be at North Hall. It won't be at Bluff.
It will be at North Hall. They got the higher seed.
Ooh.
So things get interesting.
That's a great little rivalry right there.
Great rivalry. And Cherokee Bluff got the better of them at the tournament, Hall County tournament. But North Hall's looking for revenge. I am going to say it on here. This might be Coach Hughes' year to go to the big dance.
There we go.
And it's
As a young team, yes.
young team.
I'm going to pull for my Lady Bears.
We figured you would. Well, I've got family involved, and I want to see them go. So I'm
I don't blame
we're
you.
throwing it out there.
This is the passion that Coach Hughes other night when they won the area.
Did you see them? They posted on Instagram, like going in the locker room.
Oh, yes.
throwing water like it. I mean, that
it's
was
like
awesome.
college
Yeah.
basketball.
Well, then the cheering section, the student section,
storm
running on the
court, yeah.
field or the court.
The court, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was great. I'm telling you, it gets exciting. If nobody has ever seen Emmy Hughes coach volleyball, I'm telling you right now, I love it because
Yes.
Allison and Emmy, they played in high school. Then Emmy went on to play at Burnell, and so I've seen a lot of volleyball. And of course now Emmy coaches. I've had multiple nieces that have said on here before have played. As a whole, volleyball is one of those sports. The coaches, you're going to see a lot more sitting down. When they do stand up, they're kind of quiet.
Yep.
They're just kind of talking to the players on the court. And that's always kind of bugged me because I'm thinking I couldn't do that.
No.
If I'm out there coaching, I can't.
No, you
can't
gotta
hide
be-
my emotions. I'm trying to get my team fired up. I'm getting on them when they're playing lazy, not fundamentally sound. And that is every bit of Coach Hughes. I mean, I'm talking jumping up and down, yelling, screaming, but such a motivator, and it is fun to watch. And Cherokee Bluff's coach, she brings close to that
100%.
passion.
Does she?
Oh yeah. So she gets fired up too, and I love it. I love watching it. I'm telling you right now, if that comes down to North Hall and Cherokee Bluff out at North Hall in the Elite 8 to send one of them to the Final Four, it'll be something to watch. I
We need
think
to
the three
pack
of
the
us will
house.
be out there.
We need to pack the house.
Yeah, we need to be there too.
We might do
in the
something like
stands.
that.
We might, yeah, absolutely.
In the
That's a good
stands,
idea.
might be in the stands.
Might be in the stands.
Might
But
be.
I wonder how many steps Coach Hughes makes each game because she's back and forth. I mean,
Oh,
she's
yeah.
never.
She needs to wear one of them heart rate monitors
Oof.
to
No,
track
she
it like
couldn't
we
do
do
it.
in the gym.
They tell her to sit down for a little bit. She can't do that. So, anyways, looking forward to that. I would say hopefully both those programs are going to make a big run, but
It's tough on the same side.
it could turn out that one of them stops the other one. So
Yep.
we'll see. Speaking of volleyball, I am going to bring up as I'm was researching who all made it and all that. I do have to bring this up. We had a local school that did make it in the first round. It was the same night as homecoming. And so the majority of the girls, I guess, got the vote, and they elected not to go play in state. They were much lower seed. It was pretty much guaranteed when the game time got set that they would not make homecoming, and they elected not to play.
Wow.
So what?
That is
So what
a
was
school-
everything else for this
that,
year?
That is a school very close to heart to me. I'll throw that out there. So that is,
That's
I've got a lot of
mind-boggling.
emotions on that.
Yeah.
That
Because you play to win. Obviously, you play to have fun, but you play to get to the next level. And this team made it to the next level. And you telling me they wanted to go to a homecoming dance instead of playing?
I don't understand that. Shame on the parents, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You busted all that time, energy, and effort. I'm sure some of them girls travel, club leagues, whatever. They put a lot of work into it. I don't want to miss a dance. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially when it's not. I don't know how I'd feel even if it had been
Man.
a unanimous decision, a vote. I've heard maybe it wasn't. So, then if it's not even that, you've got some girls that wanted to go participate
And they
didn't
couldn't because
get to.
I wonder what the coach feels like. Let's just throw that out there,
Yeah,
too.
and
Like,
then
is
somebody who's
she
dedicated
handcuffed or
her time,
she
yeah,
just
dedicated her time the whole season.
I'm
Okay, the second part is, when was that bracket set that you knew your state run would be? Is it
It's got to be soon. I mean, they know early in the season, right? They got to figure it out.
So, do you dare? Should homecoming have been set differently? Would that have been fair? I mean,
So many failures right now.
yeah, because I guess you got to look at it on the senior standpoint. If it's their senior homecoming, I mean, okay, to us wouldn't be as big of a deal. Maybe to them it is. I don't know.
Do you remember your senior homecoming?
Not really.
If it was the prom, yes. Okay, that's got more. But the homecoming,
No, I'm with you.
I feel so.
coming from a guy who never went to those dances, but
I went to every one of them I could, and I can tell you right now, I don't remember any. I can't tell you where we ate. I don't remember hardly any of it.
No, I'm with you there. I cannot tell you one homecoming. I know of one restaurant during a prom, and that's it. I don't even think I could tell you all the restaurants.
No, and
I've been to a couple
that's
proms.
just, to me, that is it's a waste. It's, you know,
well, as a
that's-
coach, you're a coach. I mean, you say at the beginning of the year, you're bought in, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, in my youth teams, for instance, football is in the fall. You sign up to play football. Well, we got fall break, and what you chose to sign up. You chose to play a sport, whatever it may be. You made a commitment to that team. The fact that you decided it doesn't fit into my schedule or doesn't fit what I want to do, why'd you play? It doesn't matter. Like you said, why'd you put in all that effort to get to the state, to try and make a state run? You never know what's going to happen, and then you just I'm gonna go to a dance that in 20 years from now you're not going to remember, but you're going to remember your state.
Yeah, who knows? You could have got a lightning in a bottle.
Yeah,
You could've-
100%.
You know how crazy playoffs get.
Yeah, Dean Smith used to talk about just let us get to March
just
Madness, and
mind-blowing.
you never know what's going to happen. It's a new season. Once you get to the tournament, it's like to hear that
That hurts.
and it really does. It really bothers me.
What? Okay, let's say some of those athletes go into the next sport, whether it's winter or spring.
Basketball.
Okay, basketball, soccer, all the sports coming up. And all of a sudden that coach looks, and now we realize, okay, our state run's going to be during prom.
Ooh.
What do you do?
You have a meeting right now and say,
Yeah,
hey, you
I
either
think you
in
do.
or you're out.
Well, to me, it was in a parent meeting last week, and the fact that the coach had to put in there, we're making a commitment to you, so we need you to make a commitment to us. Don't miss practices. You shouldn't have. You're making a commitment. If you get an opportunity to make the team, you're on the team. Hell,
That's
What about vacations?
what
I've
about
heard
them?
that in the last year or two. We've dealt with some.
Again, it's on the parents. Have a conversation. If you're choosing to do this, you're choosing to accept the consequences.
You're not like you're getting blindsided. You know what you're signing up for. You
Yeah,
know
like-
what's to be expected. You know what dates you're going to have and stuff. So
We're going to Cooperstown this year for my 12U travel baseball team. Going to Cooperstown. I know that that's going to be probably it's a vacation for me and Liam. We're going up there. Whether the rest of my family goes or not, we don't know yet. But we know what we're getting into. We know that's in June. I still want to take a family vacation in July. I know when Liam gets into high school, my boys get into high school, and they play baseball. They play year round. I can remember many vacations for baseball, travel baseball.
Yeah.
That was the vacation. The fact that you're gonna, to me, it's selfish. It's on the parents. I've said it before. I blame that we're ruining it for our kids. We're just ruining it. We're ruining it for referees, for putting them in everything, trying to get. The more I talk about it, the madder I get, because it's parents ruining it for the kids. They can't even remember, enjoy, and the stuff that matters in life.
Yeah.
What happens? So we teach them now. It's okay. You're going to miss that. So then they go to college. They start missing things. You're setting them up for failure. And
Yeah, I agree.
I
with
think
People
that's
are-
the norm now.
Well, the problem is
but
people
not
they're
when I was
like-
growing up.
Oh, it's just a small decision. No. In the grand scheme of life, small decisions add up to big decisions. And the fact that you did the wrong thing right now lets me know later on in life you're not going to do right.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
It's just
I do want to throw out one thing while we're on the subject, because we're talking about. I'm about to vent for a little bit.
Here we go.
Since we get to, and we're talking about it is a commitment, and you're giving your time, and everybody's doing that. It also goes on the coaches also that I feel like the coaches need to respect the time of athletes, and this goes all level of sports, but for us, high school, even down to youth,
Yep.
because this is actually even gets worse on youth sports sometimes. But, I've heard a coach say one time they went to a pretty large coaches clinic and had a few guest speakers, and I think this was actually a very well-known D1 football coach that was talking about this. It was football or basketball, and it was basically telling all the coaches there, coaches, you have to understand, yes, your players should respect the commitment to the game, respect your time, and all that, but you also have to respect theirs. And here's where I'm headed with this. This coach said, I don't think there's a coach in this room that doesn't expect a player to be on time to practice, every practice. Mm-hmm. Obviously, out of something out of the ordinary that has been communicated to the coach and they've talked about. But I think every coach out there, if the practice is set at 5 p.m., they expect the players there at 5 p.m. Sure. If they're not there at 5 p.m., especially if it was something they could have prevented, they just weren't there, that's going to be an issue for the coach. So he said, also coaches want you to understand the player's time and the parent's time, and if the player cannot drive, which let's get 15 all the way down, and we know how young players are now going to play sports. If they can't drive, then parents, and a lot of parents have multiple kids, and they've scheduled pickups and when that practice gets done to go to the next one. If your practice is, let's say, 5 to 6:30, for example, a practice should not still be going on at 6:45 or 6:50. And just because you think as a coach you've got more work to get out there, it doesn't matter. That is as disrespectful as anything you could tell a player that they've not committed to you.
Yep.
If practice is 5 to 6:30, we need to be wrapped up at 6:30. That doesn't mean practice is over and let's start talking and then let's start running, or let's take our time getting off the field, or hey, practice is over, but now we've got to clean the field up. That's part of practice. Then that should have been started at 6:15.
Right.
Yep.
Or else you tell parents it's 5 to 7. We're not saying if you don't need more time. We understand.
Just be done by the time.
But we need to know.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many coaches, I'm sorry, disrespect that and goes into it. So I just had to throw that out there if we're going to vent on.
It's a gut check for me. I'll be honest with you. I'm one of those. If we go from like 6 to 7:30, at 7:30 we in practice and then we talk. So I'm gonna put 7:45 on my
Just
practice
tell them.
going.
Parents just want to know.
Yeah.
If it's 7:45, make it 7:45.
I agree.
Because parents, I can tell you, we do. We run all over the place trying
Yep.
to get kids to practice because we're part of those parents that are crazy and they can play everything. And you're right. We probably should be doing something else. But anyways, we do that. So
Well, it also carries over into vacations. If kids need a break. I know Coach Pender, when he talked about it, it's like they don't need a break. I understood what he was talking about, recovery and whatnot, but at some point they
do
got to
need a
go be
break.
kids.
They need a mental break.
They need a mental break. So we got to figure out a way to, all right, how in the summer can we get these kids a break? If we want multi-sport athletes, which I want as many as possible. You heard Coach Pender say it. We need them. He lettered in 5 sports. Figure out a time to let the kids off. Let them have fun. It's well-deserved. Again, how many of these kids are going to be able to play at the next level, truly play at the next level? Yeah. Let them enjoy them. Remember, there's
sure
sports.
They're enjoying it.
And, yeah, exactly. So,
and I'm also going to tell you, because you coach a lot and you like to talk a lot like I do, coaches, I'm also going to tell you, especially the younger they are, I'm sorry.
5 minutes.
The max. If whatever you say after the 5-minute mark, they're not going to remember. They get in the car and won't remember.
Yeah.
Cut your speeches down. You don't need it. I don't care how bad the game was. Nobody wants to sit over there and harp on what went wrong. They're not going to remember it. You start the next practice with, hey, I made notes. Here's what went wrong. We're going to start by going over this stuff to fix it, and it's going to be fresh on their mind. Run some drills, fix it. Nobody needs a 10 or 15-minute speech.
I keep mine short and sweet.
Yeah, I'm going to check with their fans after this next week.
Check with my AU parents.
Yeah,
Actually those kids they're bought in. But
Loggins, we're going to.
Haven't given up a point yet.
I hate you didn't go to proms. We're going to do something to.
I'm great.
The only reason he couldn't get a date. That's
No. Let's don't get it twisted now. Hold on. I went to the 9th grade homecoming dance, and she dumped me there, okay?
Again.
Commitment issues. This is where it started.
I took her to the beef corral.
Okay.
God, man.
Wait,
Remember
so
that?
she dumped you after dinner?
After dinner.
Oh, yeah,
After
that
dinner.
Well played.
worse.
Who is it?
No, I'm not naming names.
Yeah.
Well, she
So
she deserves
wait,
a hand
did
clap
y'all
from me.
make it to the dance?
Yes, we had one dance.
And then she said, I'm out?
She started dating this other older guy. So
Man.
Well, but
she was on homecoming court. She's a freshman homecoming court. He was a junior.
So she started dancing with him.
Wow.
You said dating. Were y'all dating at the time?
No. Yeah, we've been dating since.
Oh, so you were actually dating.
Yeah, she was my girlfriend.
Wait, she was your girlfriend.
And she dumped you at
the
homecoming?
dance.
Yeah, man, I took my corsage and threw it at her at the
Okay.
dance.
Fair enough. I might not have been back to one either. That's terrible. That is
No,
terrible.
but
I
you
know,
can't.
man.
You can't let one. I'll say this too: you can't let one situation ruin the rest of them.
That's okay. I was racing in there anyway during high school, so I didn't need to go to those dances on Saturday night. So I was at the racetrack, so it's all good. It worked out.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I brought that back up.
That was, yeah. I can't believe you threw it at her.
Yeah, man, she hurt me, man. It was tough.
That's
deal.
where it all started. If we go back to points in your life, right there.
Yeah, that was
ninth grade homecoming.
That's one you don't forget.
No, clearly
that was
we talking
We just talked about couldn't remember where we ate. This man knows.
33 years ago.
Yeah.
Was it 34 years ago?
who knows, but it was
No, it's 35.
Beef
'cause
crowd
he
was a
had
big
to-
deal back in those days.
He got reclassed by North Hall.
I reclassed myself.
Ladies, he is single right now, dude.
He is.
But we get
good.
plugs. We got to.
Plugs. That's the only plugs he's gonna get.
Yeah, please don't dump him after dinner. Okay. All right.
Oh boy.
I do want to come back to also when you make a commitment, if you're not a starter, because again, I'm going to, Lewis, talk about when your number's called, you never know. So when you do make a commitment, especially in high school when you're getting into football, there's so many kids on a football team, you never know when your number's going to be called. You got to prepare as if you're going to start or you're going to come. And the fact that Lewis was doing that's great because he was able to step in a situation. I do want to highlight that because
Yeah, he's a natural though.
it's natural, but he had to prepare for it, right?
No, I completely agree.
But for him to make that decision 3 or 4 weeks into the season, like, hey, I want to play football. I mean, that just says a lot about his character, his
I like the fact though that,
demeanor.
that he was able to jump on the team and go, and how they were,
props to
accepting.
the coaching staff for letting him,
Yeah.
in the school. But I mean, that's just how he is. You should get to know him. He's
I'm
pretty
slowly
good.
getting to know him.
He's a good kid.
I appreciate that. I did not tell them to say all this.
No.
But I appreciate it.
It's
But
all
you
his
did-
mom that's doing
It
the
is
raising.
definitely his
100%. Yeah,
She reminds me often, and it is her. I will have to give her props.
she's running him everywhere too. So
That's another topic, another day. We're not.
Well, soon he's going to be running himself.
That
next
is
month,
correct.
yeah, next month.
You-
Right?
Is it next month?
Yeah.
Oh Lord,
That's a whole nother lifestyle change in the house.
I don't even know. I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah, let's move on. All right. Good luck to all these county teams.
Yeah, and
moving for all these state runs.
Let's
Really
see how
hope.
deep, and as we talking about, we need to celebrate them. We need to
Absolutely.
celebrate our athletes. We got to get back to the community, right? We're one big Hall County community. I know that North Hall has theirs, East Hall, West Hall. We got to get back to celebrating these kids because they're putting in a lot of effort.
Absolutely.
Coach Vining talked about it, the attendance, and go out and show your pride for your schools.
That's right.
Johnson, like I said, Friday night, go celebrate them winning the state championship.
Absolutely.
I think when we start doing that, we'll have more participation. Financially, things should get better. And the schools, I know the schools are doing all they can. We got to find a way to really celebrate these kids.
Yep.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Thanks for another good one.
Thank you.
Yep.
If you like this episode, please like, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube, In the Stands Podcast.